Hi, we're at Multax Engineered Precision today in Andover, Hampshire. We're going to have a look at their expanding facility, which is full of automation, multi-axis machining centres, along with a brand new investment on a new machine. Also, they're all installed with the Coolant Saver, so we're going to go and take a look at them. Let's go. Hi Michael, it's great to be at Multax today. Looks rather impressive, the facility. Can you tell us about some of what's been happening here and the machines you have?
So we've got 6 Micron 5-axes around here. They're all pallet changers, so we can run pretty good lights out.
Yeah. All automated?
All automated. We have night shift minders and programmers as well to help speed up processes so we can get stuff out the door quick, basically.
Yeah. And so what industries are you doing at the moment, working for?
We predominantly focus on motorsport and we do some medical work as well. We're part of the ventilator project with one of the motorsport teams, so it enabled us to carry on running at fairly good capacity.
So all the machines are keep going?
Yeah.
Great, and I can see you've got 5-axis machines here, which is fantastic, so automated, running all the way through the night, very impressive. And I guess with that comes a lot of other considerations, I guess. When you're running through the night, you know, obviously tooling, the kind of loading, and also, you know, where we come in, obviously the coolant saving, it's coolant as well.
Yeah. So all the machines have swarf conveyors on, they run 24/7 while the machines are running. That obviously causes a lot of problem with taking coolant out of the machine with the swarf. That causes problems when we go to offload our swarf with our scrap merchant.
Of course.
They don't want the coolant with the swarf, so rather than us having to drain it out manually, it's automatically being removed from the swarf bins throughout the whole process of the machine running. So
I guess when you're running 24 hours, the last thing you want to do is have a machine stop as well without
that's
coolant.
it, yeah.
I notice here you've done your own little setup here. Looks rather smart as well.
We've attached channels to the bins, so that when the bin's full of swarf, it doesn't hinder us removing the coolant saver from the swarf bin, basically. And it allows the coolant saver to get down to the bottom of the bin and remove the coolant from the bottom of the bin as it's collecting.
I guess the key thing as well, you're keeping that same coolant that's in the machine, the same concentration,
that's it.
And that's going straight back up in the machine.
Back to the machine.
Have you noticed that the concentration stays very, very good as well?
Yeah, it does help maintain the concentrations in the machine. And it also just means that we're not having to move around additional weight in the swarf as well, which, you know.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So put on that switch. 6 machines here, and I hear new exciting development from Multax.
Yeah.
Next door, which we're going to go and have a look at in a minute, is a brand new toy.
Yes.
And a rather impressive toy.
Yeah.
Let's go and take a look. Okay, Michael, great to be in the new extension of the building.
Yeah.
Great to see it expanding. And the new toy looks rather exciting, a Matsuura. Tell us a bit about it.
So this is our new fully automated 5-axis machine centre. It's got 32 pallets on there and 250 tool changer, which enables us to run lights out 24/7 in theory.
Fantastic. So it's really going to open up your capacity for more work, for more lights out machining.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Yep, so it will run fairly self-sufficient. If there's an issue with a tool breaking, it knows that it can then just put that part away back into the pallet changer, move on to the next one if it doesn't require that tool, or it can move on to the next one until it finds part, or it can call a sister tool in so it can continue running the next part in that production.
Fantastic, fantastic. And of course with that, you know, I know you're very keen on the environmental side. Coolant Saver is going to be on the machine, I guess?
It is going to be fitted, very shortly. It will just help with the lights out running and saving the coolant for us for a cost saving, and it means on the environmental side that the scrap merchant doesn't have to deal with.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much for your time today. I know you're very busy. You got a lot of training and program for the new machine and amongst other work you do there. Great. Now if we can go and have a talk to Ashley Mizen.
Yes, of course you can.
Great stuff. Let's go and find him.
Okay.
Ashley, great to see you today. We've just had a walk through with Michael, which was brilliant. Seen some of the great multi-axis machines, some of the fantastic complex components you're doing. Over to the new machine here. Tell us a bit more.
So we basically needed to get some extra capacity for the customers that we try and service at the moment. So we looked around really at different brands of machine tools. We use the automation, as you would have seen, on the other side of the factory, and really wanted to sort of enhance and embrace the automation side of machining. I think it's the way it's going in British manufacturing now, and the way that we want to head. So after looking around, really there was no other choice once we sort of saw the build quality of the Matsuura and what it could offer us, really.
Obviously with that comes continued improvements with efficiencies. I guess all the way around the business you've been looking at that with, I guess, people, programming, automation, and obviously the use of the Coolant Saver as well.
Yeah, so I mean, firstly on the machine, the use of the automation really is good. People are hard to find, so we try and utilise as much unmanned hours as possible. Hence, the pallet changes all throughout the business. The Coolant Saver, of course, this machine is going to be running for hours and hours unmanned. We just can't have that drag out in the swarf conveyor. It's for a start, our scrap metal people won't take the material wet, which means ultimately it's allowed us now to just drop it into our bins and they'll take it no problem dry. And we don't get swarf bins full of coolant. So
there's obvious cost savings there and disposal savings, which we do talk about a lot at Wogaard, but I think really what's becoming a really important factor now, and I guess engineering's having to look at that as a whole, is the environment. And looking at that side of things as well, because it's a resource intensive business, and we've got to look at doing things better, cleaner, and I guess that's something hopefully you can tell us how that's been for them.
I mean, that was part of us also looking at the systems, that getting rid of coolant is expensive for a start, so it's a pain. And a complete waste of money to keep topping up coolant when we're just dragging it straight out the conveyor. So from an environmental perspective, of course, we're using less water, we're buying less oil.
Yeah, excellent. Well, that's brilliant, Ashley. Thanks ever so much for your time today and letting us on your facility. Very impressive. Great to see the expansion. I look forward to see the machine in action. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Cheers.